Welcome everyone. Today we have a very special guest with us, Anwar Warsi, Senior Manager HR at STEMROBO Technologies, a distinguished HR leader with nearly a decade of diverse experience. Anwar has been at the forefront of driving strategic HR initiatives, fostering employee engagement, achieving tangible business outcomes, and many more things. Not just this. With a strong background in talent attraction, HR management, and OD, he brings a wealth of knowledge that goes beyond just theory. And that's what we want, right? A raw, real conversation. Anwar is not just a HR professional, he is a proficient behavioral analyst. And yes, you heard it right. With his keen ability to motivate, communicate, and lead teams towards success, he already proved it. Today, we are excited to hear his valuable insight on a topic that is more relevant for all of us than ever before. So, throwing some light on this, how can we future proof our workforce through reskilling and upskilling? Anwar, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Manisha, for this kind introduction. And it's been a pleasure coming here and suggesting some views about the reskilling and upskilling. And absolutely, we have been working since last like 1 year, and the sessions and the things you have delivered is commendable, and the clarity you provide in whatever you trained upon, that is definitely exceptional. So thank you again, thank you very much for inviting me here for this session.
So let me clarify those who are listening why he is thanking me for some clarification in the training and development part because I am also a posh trainer for STEM Robo and we want to have this session. We were having these words and me and Anwar decide that why don't we come together and have this session, and it is very important to speak about reskilling and upskilling, especially in this era. So, Anwar, let's start by clarifying some kind terms. Like when I say terms, that means two terms which is very important that we hear: reskilling and upskilling. And our entire session is dependent on this. So let's clarify it. We often hear about reskilling and upskilling, but the distinction, what is the difference between the two, can help us to understand us more better about the topic. So could you clarify the difference between reskilling and upskilling and also help us to understand the essential of preparing the workforce for the future?
Yes, I know. Keeping it very simple, reskilling is something acquiring new skills. Whatever your present role, but you are acquiring any new skills to go in a totally different role within the organization. Let me give an example. We have one employee who was working in an inventory procurement department,
Okay.
and he loves to the videos, do graphic designing,
Mm-hmm.
and he started learning about it. And
Mm-hmm.
2 years down the line, now he is our senior video editor and graphic designer.
Wow.
So that is something reskilling yourself, learning new
Mm-hmm.
technology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, upskilling is like enhancing some skills in your same domain, whatever you are working.
Mm-hmm.
For you can say that it's like adding adding different tools in your toolbox. For
Okay.
example,
Mm-hmm.
suppose you are working as a robotics engineer, you
Perfect.
can learn new languages, Python, robotics process automations. You can learn new control system and all the things, so that this can enhance your ability to work on in your domain more efficiently. It's not like something learning new skills, but learning the skills which you already have, enhancing the things. And the other things you said, like what is the importance of doing this? So what everybody understand that technology is changing at a very rapid space, very rapid
Yeah,
pace, and the machine learning, AI, and the things that are driven by these things, simply require different kind of skills.
correct.
So if we will not be learning these skills, suddenly we will be out of the market.
Hmm.
And even like suppose you are doing good at your job, we
Mm-hmm.
like there is a saying like a good life is the greatest enemy of a great life. So
Absolutely right. Hmm.
if you're satisfied with what you are doing, then definitely you will be not able to achieve the things what you already have, in
Hmm.
yourself, but you are not able to reskill or up. So this is something, this reskilling and upskilling is something, that can be a long term force for a company, for any organization to thrive for a long term.
Perfect, perfect, Anwar. Thank you so much for explaining it in such a simple language which anyone can understand. So, one thing that I completely stand by is technology, which you also shared is important. So, technology is undoubtedly a major driving force behind the shift, especially in learning and development. In fact,
Yes.
when we were planning this session, our team have done a thorough study, and we got to know that then this is a fact that Deloitte's global human resource, I mean, there is a trend report basically Deloitte published, and they noted that 60%, and 60% is a huge percentage. 60% of the companies are using AI to enhance their learning and development department. Based on your experience, now I want to understand, because this is such a candid conversation that we are having, that how is the technology influencing reskilling and upskilling initiatives?
Okay. See, technology is a game changer in it. Like right now,
Correct,
you
correct.
know,
It
it
is.
it can play a very very transformative role. For example, in today's era, I can give you some example. The very common thing is that online, we have various online learning platforms
Yes,
like
we have.
Coursera,
Hmm.
Upgrade. These are the online learning platform. They have basically, democratized the learning. It's not something that some people are getting these things. This
Hmm.
has been, involve or evolve in such a way that everyone, according to their time, according to their pace, they can learn the things.
Hmm.
And the other thing we have is, what you can say, augmented reality,
Hmm.
virtual reality and
Correct,
augmented
correct.
reality. It's something that is very immersive. People are like able to experience the real time learning, through
True.
immersing in that, through experiencing all the things. The other
Mm-hmm.
things, what we can say, we have many examples. We have LMS, learning management systems, in
Yes.
which we can track the things. We have gamification, experiential learning, that is
True.
very
True.
popular in these 3 4 years. We have many, collaborative tools, just like we
Hmm.
have Zoom right now. We
Yeah.
can connect from different locations. So in everywhere, technology is playing a biggest role, I can say, in upskilling or reskilling. And you do not have to go somewhere or spend a huge amount of money. It is something like that you can get according to your convenience.
That's absolutely correct, Anwar. And thank you for quoting these examples. And when you are sharing this, it is actually giving a lot of insight about the real facts, real stories. And with your extensive experience, it is very important for us, because such questions, they are easily available on internet. But what is the beauty of this conversation is that real people having raw conversation, candid conversation, and coming up with real life example like you have shared. And maybe you have shared some example with, you have actually, not maybe, you have shared it from your own organization, and which you have
Yes.
seen, experienced, and have played a significant role in actually lifting the L&D initiative in your department. So thank you so much. And even with the advanced technology that we are, I mean, talking about technology, but even with the advanced technology, Anwar, whenever these programs we need to implementing these program is coming is not without its challenges, so it always come with the challenge. And according
Yes.
to LinkedIn learning, 49% of L&D professional cite lack of time and employee engagement as a significant barrier. So these two things, one is the lack of time, another is your employee engagement. So they found it as a significant barrier. So I would like to understand from you, what are the biggest challenge or what are the biggest challenges HR leaders face when they are rolling out reskilling and upskilling program? And if you have faced such, you can tell about your experience and how they can overcome them.
See, basically, what I can say, this HR work or HR department, HR domain,
Mm-hmm.
it's. I'm sorry, I'm quoting this, but it's a very thankless job, uh, for
Okay.
for
I will agree to some extent. I mean, it's fine if you're quoting it. Please go ahead.
Yes. So whatever we are in the position of always telling employees to follow certain rules, and nobody likes to follow certain rules, or nobody likes to tell them something that you have to do these things or you have to do that things. So if I talk about the challenges we face, the very biggest challenges, what I can say is we have to identify a right skills for them, for the employees,
Correct.
according to the long term goal of the of the business, you know.
Hmm.
And secondly, definitely, everyone, even me, resist to change. We all love to work in our comfort and do not want any change. Simply, employees also do not want to change, learn new skills, and basically this kind of problems you can see when this computer boom came, and various people that were above 40s, they were getting problems, even in the COVID times, when the teachers are required to teach the students online. They face a lot of difficulties because they were not
True.
ready to change, and
Yes, correct.
other things you can say that, in every 6 months this technology is changing.
True.
And uh, again, telling employees to learn different skills, if they particularly do not understand that what benefit
Hmm.
it would be given to them through learning that technology. Nobody, uh, generally people thought that, school is over, college over, now we don't have to study anything. But what I understand that, learning basically, the real learning start after college, when we
Correct. Correct.
come in the real life.
Correct.
And in the organizational point of view, I can say that there are some budget constraints as well. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can say a lot of times,
Okay.
uh, and providing different trainers and spending some amount of money and times on that, that is always a challenge. So yes, that sum up that these are some challenges we face
Superb.
generally.
And I think, Anwar, thank you for being, I'm saying it throughout this session, that thank you for being so real. And I think whenever there is a change, there is difficulties. I'll talk about myself. When I have to, during the COVID time, automate my HR processes, I find it very difficult because earlier we were doing it manually. If we you I think we will align on this. We are from the time when even the candidate information form used to be in a paper. Resume
Yes.
used to be in a paper. Feedback form we used to attach it. Now automating it all together in just a day time after this COVID happened. Of course it helped, but there were a lot of challenges. For me, it was very difficult when I was handling it as a, what should I say, team lead at that time, as a HR head at that time. It was very difficult for me. I was taken aback by the situation, and I was like, how I can do it in a daytime, how I can do it in a maybe month time. First, I have to change my mindset, then I have to accept it, then I have to actually
Exactly.
communicate it. That's what you mentioned, that communication is important, and we have to understand how it will benefit us. So that's very uh, on point that you have shared, that it is important that people should understand that it is going to be beneficial for us, then only this thing can be
Exactly.
tackled. So thank you so much. Moving ahead, now we are talking about it. Getting employee engaged in learning program can be extremely tough, admitted. IBM,
Yes.
for instance, introduced a digital badge system for completing a course. And what they saw, 125% increase. Again, 125%, huge percentage in employee participation. Just from one method, of course, they are technology inclined, that digital badge system. One term that you have used for a viewer, gamification. So, gamification, example, digital badge system. So, how can we motivate, considering this is one of the example, how can we motivate and engage employee to actively participate in reskilling and upskilling program? One you have already answered, that we can tell them about the like they are
Benefits
getting
and
benefit out of it. But
mm.
sometimes motivation is required, encouragement is required, engagement is required. How can we do that?
uh, like the very first point I would like to quote in this, which generally comes last, that is rewards and recognition.
Ah,
That is very important. If the person is being rewarded or appreciated by any means, it can be rewards, it can be incentives, it can be bonuses or some kind of trophies, anything. If it is complete the courses or learn a new skill, then it will definitely help them, everybody else who will see, to prefer reskilling and upskilling. The other thing I can say that, if we have a proper what we can say, clear measuring system, a proper KPIs,
okay,
key point indicators, if we
good.
have, then they will be able to track their real time results, whatever efforts they
Okay.
are putting. And if someone is able to track their results, they already feel motivated. and
Absolutely
uh,
correct. I agree to this point, 100%. Yes.
and one of the most important thing what I think is to involve leaders, management, company leaders who are at the prominent
Ah.
positions, HR heads, CXO levels, people, managers. If they are involved in something, and the employee will see that at that level as also, they require reskilling and upskilling. Why can't we do?
So correct,
So
Anwar, and so correct. And I'll agree to it. I think that when we look at, that our leaders are participating, that become a behavioral, एक inherent आ जाता है अंदर से, I should also do it. And that become a culture somewhere.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
So yes, and you said that one point is that, we build a culture of continuous learning.
Continuous learning. Yeah. Yeah.
There is always something going on. Some new
Yeah.
projects are going on. Always we are, doing different projects at different places involving different employees taking suggestions as well, and can
Involvement is
encourage them.
important.
Yes, yes,
Participation, involvement,
yes,
seeking for help whenever required. So this is
yes.
important. And I think leadership, that the point that you have mentioned, really play an important role in cultivating a culture of continuous learning. So, these two terms are so important to understand. One, you have mentioned leadership. Thank you for bringing up this point. Another is a culture of continuous learning. So, Anwar, on that point, thank you for answering it so well once again. And related to this, there is another, out of curiosity, I want to ask one more thing, that when you have mentioned that leadership and continuous culture is so important, I was going through a study. It's a Harvard Business Review, and what I found, that companies with leader who actively promote learning are 52% more likely to be market leaders. So there is, if you are leaders are participating, your people are participating also, and the difference is of 52%. So, from your
Yeah.
perspective, this is what I want to understand. This is more of my question, that you can say that what role does leadership play in fostering a culture of continuous learning within an organization? You have mentioned already that they play a significant role, but what role does leadership play in fostering a culture of continuous learning within the organization?
So, Manisha, actually, first we need to understand like who are leaders. What is a leadership?
Correct,
Uh,
correct.
for example, like I have read a book, by John C. Maxwell, Developing the Leaders Within You. According to him, a leader is the one who, uh, who goes the way, who show. A leader is the one who goes the way and then shows the way.
Oh,
It's
very nice.
it's
Goes the way and
it's
shows the way. I'll remember this, by the way. This is really nice.
yeah, it's not like something that the managers are telling people to do this thing and that thing. It do not work. People do what you do, not what you say.
Hmm.
So this is so leadership is definitely can help an organization because the things goes from top to down.
Top to
Whatever
bottom.
culture you will be creating at the top, that will be go till down. It's not
Correct.
other way around.
Absolutely. It's an always top to bottom approach, and I agree to it.
So people see, employees see how their managers are working, how their senior managers are working, how CEOs are working, and if they kind of they are being motivated, if I can use a different word, they are basically inspired, uh,
Hmm.
looking at the leaders and how they work. And if they see that they are in a continuous process of learning, and every time they met them, they find something new, some new story, some new things to tell, some new words they learn, any kind of thing they learn, they
Correct.
always
Correct.
get motivated. And and also they basically think, everybody have someone that they look upon. They can be their father as well, they can be their idol as well. And if you are spending a large amount of time in office, so definitely, you will be definitely looking upon your managers and management people. So that, sum up that leadership is very important, and the kind of leadership what that can be benefited, that would be like the person who is doing the things, not just saying the things,
Hmm.
asking the things.
Hmm. So thank you, Anwar. Thank you so much. And I think that it really, teach us that, if you are a leader, you should walk the talk. And
Yes.
you have actually emphasized on the leadership basically style also. So it's very important that how a leader should act, because ultimately one thing that you mentioned, it is top to bottom approach,
Yes.
something that flows. For example, if you're in a family, you see your grandfather having dinner at 9, and that become a culture for your
Yes.
family. Similarly, when you are in an office, you see how your senior behave, and you become so. And thank you so much for explaining it. It was so simple to understand, and this is what we need. Considering the time, one final question that I have, and uh, finally, for HR leaders who are just starting on this journey, it can feel overwhelming to navigate the complexities of reskilling and upskilling. Based on your extensive experience, what advice, one advice or set of advice, would you offer to the HR leaders who are beginning their journey in building a future ready workforce?
See, the one thing that I personally follow, I can see in many organizations, various HRs are not very easily reachable, you know.
Yeah, correct.
So the very first thing I would like to say them that you should be very reachable, to the employees. You should be a kind of friend to them so that they can share the things openly. You know, there are two things. If someone is telling you some issue or some problem, so वो कहते हैं, एक बुक में मैंने पढ़ा था कि कुछ बातें कहने सुनने में अच्छी लगती है और एक होती है जो रियल रीजन होता है.
Hmm.
So basically, people don't tell the real reasons if they don't treat you as a friend. So this
Hmm.
can be the first point, that you should become reachable and be friend with the employees to help them. Definitely, you can be strict on compliance, but if they have some problem and if you want to suggest something, you should be their friends. Second thing, whatever you are thinking to do, that should be very aligned with your business needs. It must be not be something that you have to do something, then for the sake of doing you are doing. It
Correct.
should not be like that. And definitely there should be proper KPIs, as I mentioned earlier,
Okay.
and on the basis of that KPIs there should be like a proper structure of a kind of incentives or anything, whatever you want to do. And
Okay.
again, promote healthy competitions, that can be in the form of gamification as well, and uh, in the in a team only. If you are promoting something, there will be 4 person in a team, and you can promote a healthy competition, and through competition they can learn a lot of things.
Correct. Correct.
And also, last but not least, stories affect the effect of the stories is very large. You can basically tell the people about the success stories, previous stories,
Oh,
and they can
this is a good
connect
point. Mm-hmm.
connect them
Mm-hmm.
with themselves. So
Okay.
these are the things, that I think that HR must do, basically, to promote all the things.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anwar, for sharing your invaluable insights and practical advice, actually, that you shared with our audience today. And your expertise and experience have provided us with deeper understanding of how reskilling and upskilling are shaping future of work. As we continue to navigate this evolving landscape, your guidance will surely help HR leaders and organizations to build a moral system or to build a more adaptable and future proof workforce. So we truly appreciate, and this is from the bottom of my heart, that you have given your time. I know you are joining this session after office, so thank you so much, and we look forward to implement these strategy in our own journey as a HR consultant. And thank you so much once again. Thank you, Anwar. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Manisha, for this interactive sessions. A lot of things I also came to know in this session through you, and definitely, it's a kind of little bit reskilling for
Oh,
some
that's so
upskilling
sweet.
for me as well. So thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
Wish
and
you
take care. Happy weekend. Bye. Thank you so
bye
much.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.